What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the show. Episode 13. Episode 13. Oh man. Episode 13. It's got some bad mojo. Bad mojo. Well, yeah, man. Things are still fucked up in the world, so I hope everybody is surviving. If you're going out protesting, I hope that you're bringing protective eyewear at the very least. Bringing friends, backup plans. I don't know, the things that you need to be safe around these police officers that are just violently attacking people. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, I need to get some air conditioning so I can welcome you properly to the show, to the show, to the show, to the show. I said, to the show. Look, we getting loud, baby. We getting loud, baby. We getting loud, baby. We getting loud. Disclaimer, everything you see here tonight is made up off the top of my mind. I need to welcome you to the show. I need to welcome you to the show. Welcome you to the show. I need to welcome you to the show. And we're going to make things better. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to party like it's quarantine in 1999. Imagine that. Imagine in 1999 if there was a quarantine. Nobody would say, let's party like 1999. Hell no. People are going to be saying, let's quarantine like 2020. That's what they're going to be saying. Like, yo, you want to quarantine with me like it's 2020, girl? That's the new pickup line. That's the new thing. Yo, I was thinking we could like quarantine, like 2020. We could hang out, go quarantine together, and we could Netflix, like wear some sweats and shit, and not get haircuts for like 6-7 months. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What do you think, huh? You think that sound good? You into that? We could quarantine. We could quarantine for like a week. You know what I mean? Back in 2020, I was quarantining like crazy. I'm hella good at quarantining. Like I could like super quarantine. I'm like the best quarantiner. Like when like the next virus comes, I'm gonna be prepared to just lock that shit down. I never knew. Like when I was a kid, I always thought I'm gonna have this magical talent. I'm gonna be so special. I always imagine like, what is that talent? What's that gonna be? And who knew it was quarantining? Who knew that? Who knew that would be my skill? The best quarantiner on the West Coast. That's what they call me. This is west side of the Mississippi. Best quarantiner on this side of the Mississippi. Yep. Nobody compares to me. I'm quarantining like a motherfucker. I'm quarantining like crazy shit. My quarantine game is on pack. I'm quarantining like if Michael Jordan was a quarantiner. I mean, he's probably quarantining right now, but like, I'm like the Michael Jordan of quarantiners is what I'm trying to say. I'm like the Prince of quarantiners. I'm wearing a velvet suit and shit. Hair's looking all crazy. Quarantining. More like velvet pajamas. Introduce. If you at a party and you hanging with some people that you brought to the party and you don't introduce them, you need to introduce people to your friends. Introduce people to your friends. Introduce people to your friends. Introduce people to your Introduce people to your friends when you bring them to a place. Feeling so lonely. You need to introduce all your people to your friends, cause they feeling so lonely. So think about all of your friends around you, feeling like, damn, what they doing? Probably thinking this asshole didn't introduce me. Cause you need to introduce your friends to other people, just to make them friends. Then those friends that introduce those friends to other friends, and then everybody become friends, and that's how the whole world become friends. 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 That's how the whole world become friend. That's how the whole world become friend. To be honest, I messed up a little bit on that one. But the thing is I like to just keep going. You know, if I screw it up, if something's offbeat, if something's weird, I like to just still go and do it. Because fuck it, nothing's going to be perfect. In fact, a lot of times I make things imperfect. I'll mess it up. I'll like erase sections and then try to fix it just because. Because if something sounds too perfect, it doesn't sound cool to me. So there's your lesson of the day. If something is too perfect, it doesn't sound cool to me. Just think about that. Think about that for a sec. Think about your relationships that you've had. Think about that perfect relationship that you had. What ended up happening? It didn't end up being that cool, huh? No, it did not. I know. I've been through a lot of them. And, you know, but we're here now. Those relationships are in the past, and we're here now. See me doing my thing, yo, I'm feeling it though. See me get the groceries though, I'm feeling it though. See me doing my thing, yo, I'm feeling it though. See me get the groceries though, I'm feeling it though. Look, get down if you need to, and if you feel it out tonight. And if you were trying to do your thing for real, man, y'all gon' feel alright. You know what I'm saying? This is what we doing tonight. We just hanging, doing our thing. It don't matter if you're into, matter if you ain't, but you know, yo, we feeling the thing. Yo, we feeling it though. 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 Yo, we feeling it, feeling it, feeling it, feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. I can't help it. I'm kinda selfish. 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 How are you? I'm doing okay. But seriously, this is what's been going on with me. You should listen. Oh, you got that thing going on? Well, that's okay. You should listen to what I'm doing. Listen to me. I like to talk. I like to think about the things that I'm doing. And maybe I ain't gonna actively listen to what you're saying, because sometimes I just think about myself. Actually, all the time I be thinking about myself, because I can't help it. I'm kinda selfish. I can't help it though. I can't help it. I can't help it though. I'm kinda selfish. 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 It's time for phone calls. 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 It's time for phone calls from strangers or people that I might know. Look, 1, 2, 1, 2, hut. Chop it if you walk into a Pizza Hut. Acting like you're cool, but you rockin' to the cut. Get the pepperoni and some cheese and some nuts. Cheese and some nuts, I mean nut-based cheese. Cause you dairy free, eat some nut-based cheese. Get some fucking sauce, put the sauce on the bitch. Put the fucking brush in the brush on the bitch. Get some tomatoes and some olives on the bitch. Get a little salt and mother pepper on the bitch. Get some shit that you want to eat. Get that shit baked there for free. Cause cooking shit in your own oven's too hot. It's not even the expensive to cook all this shit. So make someone at the restaurant cook it. Make someone at the restaurant cook it. What Papa Murphy? Make somebody cook the shit for you. Cook that shit for you. Cook that shit for you. Cause it gets too expensive. It gets too expensive and it gets too hot. Look, this is my shit. This is my shit. This is my shit. Like it don't move. This is my shit. This is my shit. This is my shit. Right here don't move. Bitch don't move. Or so you want to give the phone number a call, go ahead and we can chat it up. We can chatty chat. We can talk about any of the stuff. Any topic that you would like within reason. If the topic is poopy pants, I got one good poopy pants story. So, you got to think about, like, is the topic, like, is he going to have a lot of stories or things to talk about in relation to that? Because poopy pants stories, some people might have a lot of them. There could be somebody out there that has, like, 6 poopy pants stories. I got one, and it's good, but it's long, and I've told it a lot, so it's, it's kind of, it hasn't aged well, it's just kind of a played out poopy pants story. It's not one that's, I bring to parties and, like, tell people, or, like, if I was, like, single, or if I met a girl or whatever, I just, like, tell her the poopy pants story, It doesn't really impress nowadays. It used to, like, when I was, like, in my early 20s, oh, man, the poopy pants story used to kill. I mean, it would kill. I'd say, hey, you want to hear the poopy pants story? And people would be like, hell yeah. Or women would be like, oh my God, I love you. Like, pretty much instantly. And, so that's how I met my wife, actually. I threw the poopy pants story at her, and, the rest was history. Yeah. So anyway, the topic can be whatever you want. Within reason. I think Twitch actually has rules, so there can't be any talking about dirty or nasty or inappropriate things within reason. I speak about many things that you may not understand now. I speak about many things, man. I talk about many things, man. And you may not even think it's dope. No, I mean, you may not even listen. But there's meaning behind every single word. There's meaning behind it all. Cause that's what I'm doing, is speaking, man. And every time I speak about the truth. I speak about some real shit. I speak about things that you ain't never heard about before. You better listen. I'm feeling even and feeling believing. I'm doing this in the picture and pitching, busting and I'm crushing and deceiving. I'll get together like this is the blowing. I'm holding, focus and fucking with those I'm going. Keeping them golden, I'm rolling, doing my tiggy daggity, biggie baggity, diggy daggity, lickety, diggy daggy. Thinking they over the days, I'm dicking and louding. Fucking around with these and the stains, sticking them down with people that walking in, they walking and taking they dough. Chopping and reason on when I see they beating the go. Acting like honor, me, name, riding with Ronnie, baby. I'm thinking you you bustin' off in the grinding lately. I ain't even been seeing losing, I'm finding Mercedes. I'm thinking of busting the villains and I'm finding a maybe. This is the hole in the season, as soon as honest. I'm keeping the dude the honest, I'm doing my thing about it. Thinking I'm finding like I've been busting, running the rolling, I'm running the going. I'm doing my pieces, I'm busting the molding. I'm fucking with everything you want. Reason the season, all of the sin, see when I'm going, I'm saying. I speak about many things, but you may not understand now. I speak about many things, but you may not understand now. I speak about many things, but you may not understand now. I speak about many things, but you may not understand now. I'm saying, most of the time we get together as people and do things together as one. We can even combine those things that we're doing and make them better with other things, and then we can use those things to combine them with those that don't know what they don't know. And if they don't understand those things that we're doing, then the things that we're doing, when combined with those things that they're not doing, becomes the best thing that you've ever even seen. Period. And you can quote me on that. Bitch.
Like very.
I feel like, there's not much more I can do other than buy like a nice camera, But who wants to like spend money on a nice camera? It's like so much money. Like if I already got a good camera, and then why do I need to spend more money on a better camera? You know? I mean, I get like the better camera looks really cool, and it's like what professionals use. Where's all the professionals that use the average cameras? You know? I mean, where are those people? I mean, there should be like more people like professionals that use average cameras. You know? I just feel like, and we gotta like support those people. We can always support other people that have nice cameras. And it's just not, I think that we support people with regular cameras, then those other people with regular cameras would be feeling better about their experience. I think that's the answer. I think if we supported people with regular cameras, then other people with regular cameras would feel better. And then we could just stop supporting people with all the best cameras. And they can just support themselves. I mean, they can afford to buy a nice camera. They can afford to support themselves. It's those of us with the average cameras that need the help support from other people. And then once we get the support from other people, and then we can get a nice camera, and then we can support ourselves. It's kind of the circle of life, really. I kind of just figured out, like, the whole world. I kind of just figured out, like, that's everything. The people with nice cameras are everything. And then the people with the average cameras, you know, they're just waiting to get a nice camera. And then once they get a nice camera, then people with nice cameras become friends with the other people that have nice cameras, and they don't talk to people with regular cameras. They just say, oh, that guy's camera's regular. Like, well, we couldn't talk to him. But they forget that they had a regular camera when they were starting out. So that's just kind of like, what are you doing? What happened? What happened to your memories of regular cameras? You just walk around acting like you have a good camera all the time for your whole life, but you don't. Everybody's born with a regular camera. I mean, there's some people that are born with the really nice cameras, but those people are just automatically assholes. I think. I mean, those people don't really help too much. If they do help a lot and become a good person, that's pretty rare. They can loan their good cameras to people that really need them, and those people could really do something. You know. But then the people with nice cameras probably take credit. That's usually what happens. That's usually. I mean, that's pretty much. I pretty much figured it all out. That's usually what happens. People with nice cameras loan nice cameras. People that don't have nice cameras, and they take credit for the stuff that people with nice cameras do. So it's all kind of a thing. I mean, it's just kind of it's the way that everything works. So if I become a person with a nice camera, I'm not gonna loan it to people. But I'm gonna bring people on with nice cameras and have them film and see what it's like, and help them get a nice camera themselves. And that's really what I'm gonna do. So if you're into that, we could just be friends and we could get cameras together, and it'd be fine with me. So, thank you. I'm just saying thank you. Thank you. I can do anything better than you. I can't do anything better than you. I guess. I don't know. I don't really know, It's like sometimes I feel like I can do it, but I can't. I don't know if I really can. I just say that kind of stuff to make myself feel better. It's kind of the way that it goes, It's just kind of, I don't know. I mean, this song, is what it is. I mean, the song's okay. It's not like the best song or anything. It's not like amazing, or it's not like better than Justin Bieber, or even like Justin Bieber's cousin, who kind of sings but still makes music because that's his cousin. It's it's just. I mean, I just made it, just right now, so it's no big. It's no big deal, It's okay if you don't if you don't want to listen or whatever. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Thanks. No, really, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's okay. It's alright. No? Alright. Okay. I'll tell you what, man. It's hot as shit in here. It's hot. These headphones are hot. It's hot. I'm hot. That's all I'm gonna do this whole time. Is I'm just gonna I'm hot. I'm just gonna whine. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. Oh, this is good. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'll just play this. I'm hot. 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 Me. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. It can be like a positive thing or like a complaining thing. Either way makes a lot of sense. I'm both. Especially with my new quarantine haircut. You notice there's no hair right there? Because I shaved that shit off. Well, my wife did because I screwed up my hair. But, we'll talk about that some other time. No big deal. I'm feeling grateful for the things I had. I'm feeling grateful for the things that I will miss. I'm feeling grateful for the things. Just for the things. Just for everything. I'm feeling grateful for the things and I'm saying thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for coming on the stream. Thank you for checking out my stream. Thank you for doing what I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Who doing it? You doing it. You check it out. Oh my God. It's so hot, guys. It's so hot. You can see the sweat on my face. I didn't plan this out, I didn't plan this stream out. It just happened. I just did it. I had the means and the resources, and I started the stream. And we'll see. We'll see what happens, It's doing its thing. It's been 1 month, and we're making it happen, and it looks so cool. And I want to thank Face Records for coming on, supporting the stream. Last week we had Ibrahim Mustafa on. Check out that video. We might be having another person on as well. We might reach out to them and get that going. Maybe a DJ.